Good Erev Shabbos, Parshas Vayishlach. Back in Eretz Yisrael. Hopefully, you can hear me over the wind. I'm outside. But this week's Parsha, as the Ramban notes in his Agdam with the Parshas Vayishlach, it seems that there's actually a lot of redundant slash not necessary details in this week's Parsha. A lot of just back and forth, a lot of just simple story stuff, and it seems like just like kind of what's going on. And the Ramban says that there's this Parsha, it's filled to the brink with just ramazim and deep sod and everything and secrets that Hakadosh Baruch Hu is trying to communicate to us. And I want to bring you something mamish incredible that I learned this week and I saw in the Zohar Kodesh, and that I think if we really internalize this, we can mamish change our lives. So we know that Yaakov sent the malachim to go inquire, basically, one to go send them and go check out what was going on. And what happens? The malachim come back and they say two things in this pasuk, which seem to be redundant. Number one, they say come back and say we just returned from your achicha Esav, your brother Esav, and he has 400 men with him. So number one, all the Parshas say, okay, how many brothers does Yaakov have? Yaakov has one brother. Why doesn't he say achicha Esav? Why didn't you say either achicha, we know who his brother is, Esav, or just say Esav? We know Esav's his brother. Why does it seem to say? Yeah, that's question number one. Question number two is why does also come back to say that we know that Yaakov was already, this was already, kind of like a fear mongering. Yaakov was already very, very, very on edge. Yaakov wasn't asking them, to go, go see exactly, what necessarily is going on exactly, what exactly the enemy lines look like. But it seems the Malachim kind of just added on their own this extra detail. And the question is, why did it seem like the Malachim were trying to just instill this like fear? Because what do the Mefarshim say? And we know Rashi is Mefarish that the reason it says that Achicha is because it's trying to show that Yaakov don't have a Havamina, that maybe Esav changed. We're telling you right now that no, just like he was your Achicha before and he was evil and a Russia before, he's the same. Nothing has changed. Right? He's just as evil as he was. So be ready and understand that that's what you're walking into. And then, even more than that, they added the detail. There's 400 men coming. And Yaakov then started getting scared. Then he got nervous. So why were the Malachim trying to scare Yaakov? Number one. And also, another question is, why was Yaakov scared? Yaakov literally sending angels of God ahead from him. This is somebody who probably shouldn't be scared about, even an incoming army, whatever it is, because clearly he's got God on his side. So the way the Zohar is Mefarish everything and brings it all together is saying that the reason that the angels who are sent on a shlichus of Hashem, obviously, was to awaken the tefillos of Yaakov. That Hashem was actually trying to instill a fear. He was actually trying to instill fear. He was trying to send messages to Yaakov to do what? To daven. Why? What does the Zohar Kodesh say that? What's so powerful about the tefillos of a tzaddik and also of all Klal Yisrael? But what's so powerful about tefillah? The Zohar says that when a person davens, every single tefillah person says, a malach comes down, takes that tefillah up to Shemayim, and puts it in, and builds a piece of Hashem's crown. So, mamish, with the words of our tefillahs are what makes Hashem a keser. And this obviously, again, this speaking spiritually speaking, this is literally we're saying I'm just building Hashem's crown, but also in a real sense, understanding that when we daven, when we turn, when everything is done, we have 400 men coming at us, when we have Esav coming at us, when we turn towards Hashem, right? The guy look at us and like, what are you doing? That's crazy. It seems crazy. We're being mamlech Hashem. We're showing them that no, we don't care. We don't. There's nothing else that can save us besides for Hakadosh Baruch Hu. So by us turning and davening, not only are we physically crowning Hashem physically in a spiritual sense, literally building Hashem's keser, but in that sense, that's also what it represents. That we're mamish being mamlech Hashem. Every single word of tefillah is you're accomplishing this goal, because just by you turning to Hashem, if it's an eight sarah, if there's something scary, then you're achieving the purpose of creation, which is obviously acknowledging that Hakadosh Baruch Hu is one. That's Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, a whole other shir. But the whole purpose of creation is there's only one reason: is to reveal Hashem's oneness. And by us davening, every single time you do a tefillah, then you're accomplishing that goal. You're building that keser. And so therefore, Hakadosh Baruch Hu was trying to instill this fear, and he was sending message to Yaakov Avinu to get him to daven. And we see that in our lives also, again, all of these messages, all these things, they're all just signs for us to daven more. Every single time that we have some sort of struggle, every time we have sort of anything, they're all just messages from Hashem just saying, just turn to me. It's all it is. Hashem just wants us to have some message, just saying, just like I'm telling you, Hashem is just saying, I'm just sending these 400 men over your way, or forget the 400 men. Just, I'm sending this person over here who told you something that's, a little stressful. You have your secretary told you something about work, and now you're all stressed. Hashem says, it's the same thing. That's the malachim. That's their job. This guy's my malach. This guy's my malach, just to stress you out a little bit, so you come and daven to me. That's the whole point, right? That's what Hashem wants us to do. And why, again, the other question we asked was, why is it rational? Again, why should Yaakov be scared? because Yaakov says that Yaakov didn't have confidence in himself, so to speak. Yaakov was scared and nervous. He was humbled about himself in the sense that he felt that maybe he caused some sort of sin, and at some point, and therefore that he has a pagam on him, and now all of a sudden his tefillah is not going to be answered, and he's going to get killed, and chas v'shalom, when all this stuff. And from our perspective, we're like, okay, that's crazy, obviously, but you have to understand that's the koach of tefillah. That's what it means to have a proper tefillah. So we have to learn from this week's parsha. We have to learn from the Avos. Is Yaakov Avinu's example of the way to approach Hashem, the way to approach tefillah, is putting yourself completely to the side and just turning to Hashem. That's it. You recognizing for yourself, be like, wow, like I literally have nothing. Like, no, I'm a tzaddik. No, I'm not. I'm nothing, right? At the end of the day, because I'm just going to put myself to the side, because that's what the ikar tefillah is. That's what crowning Hashem is, putting everything else aside besides Hashem. If we recognize the koach that our tefillahs have and turn to Hashem in all these moments, our lives are going to change. Bez Hashem, we should be zocha and have a beautiful Shabbos.